Welcome back to Unlocking the Game, everybody. Today, we're focusing in on Ruben Amorim. Basically, everything that's gone wrong at United, we're breaking it down. And I'm going to start specifically with the game that just happened this past weekend between Brentford and United. I'm going to break down a couple issues I see with United's press and just their overall structure. But before we get into that, I want to just do a little deep dive on Ruben Amorim because everybody was lauding this guy as the guy that's going to lead United back to, the promised land. But in my opinion, he seems like a guy that has too much on his plate and doesn't know what he's going to do. But before we get into that, go ahead and follow the account right there, the Twitter account, UnlockingTG. We're getting it up and we're going hard. Go ahead and do that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and notification bell all the time because we're going to be posting again. Don't worry about that. Now, Ruben Amorim was one of the most sought after coaches at Sporting Lisbon. In fact, I remember seeing Liverpool linked to him, Chelsea, West Ham, even Madrid. Ruben Amorim had the world in his fingertips, honestly. And instead of just waiting another year at Sporting Lisbon and assessing his options, he decided to join United and, in my opinion, literally ruined his career, potentially. But let's focus on what he's doing wrong. Now, this is just a screenshot that I grabbed from the game over this past weekend, and just look at that pressing structure. Mbeumo, Sesko, and Cunha are all doing three different things. Cunha is just walking. And Mbeumo went to press Keller, but didn't really commit. And Sesko doesn't know who to press between the two players in the midfield. Again, this just shows that Ruben Amorim's structure is so chaotic. For somebody who was such a rigid person, his pressing structures don't really make sense. I mean, look at Mbeumo here. He's basically pressing two players. He throws his hands up in a fit because what are they doing? Each player is doing whatever they want. Look at these four players here. There's no way Brentford should score here. There's five if you count Dorgu in this next screenshot. But somehow, Brentford still score. This is terrible. At a certain point, you can blame the players all you want. But if the players are not being able to digest this structure in 3-4-3, then whose fault is it? Because the players are bad. We all know that. I mean, look at this. Harry Maguire is trying to play Thiago offside, and look at this guy. He's hitting the freaking shoulder lean. He doesn't know what he's doing. But we all know these guys suck. But the key mark of being a good manager, in my opinion, is building a system to mask your flaws. And Ruben Amorim is so convinced that his 3-4-3 is so majestical that he doesn't need to do it. These players need to understand it. And they just keep losing. I mean, there's no way in hell that Brentford should have the same XG as United. Look at that. Look, it was basically an even game. United have essentially become a mid-table team. I mean, that is shocking. I mean, with under Ten Hag, they were at least 8th, 3rd. You know what I mean? With Amorim, they're literally with Brentford in them. I mean, look at Sesko's touches, his numbers against Brentford. He basically didn't even get a sniff of the ball. And this is somebody they spent 60 plus million pounds on. Another project striker, somebody who's not ready to really go at this level. But United, again, wasting funds. I mean, if there's anything that shows how dire United are now, this guy, Ruben Amorim, was seen doing tactics down 2-0 to Grimsby Town. Grimsby. Not even a championship team. A League 2 or League 1, I should say. This is shambolic. This image right here I feel like is going to be the meme of his career now. He made his bed and now he has to lay in it. And I don't want to just put it all on Amorim because, again, United's recruitment team failed the manager once again because wasting 60 million plus pounds on Sesko after you just wasted, 75 on Højlund? You're not learning. Sesko's not ready. Anybody who watched him at Leipzig would know that. And I actually released a video on him and explained that. I'm going to link it in the bio, but he just isn't here. Now, Cunha, I believe, is a good use of funds because that's a ready-made Premier League talent. And yeah, he hasn't hit the ground running, but I think this is one of the signings that's going to, turn the table and actually look worth 60 million pounds, because the talent is undeniable. Now, will he be clinical? No, he's never been clinical, but he will be one of the shining stars at United. And Mbeumo, in my opinion, is another one who I think was a good use of funds, because he is a GA merchant. Like, he's going to get GNA for you. His overall gameplay is a little wonky, but at least you know you're going to get guaranteed production. And at this level where United are as a mid-table team, you just need goals and assists. And Mbeumo was the right choice, even though I think it does stunt the growth of another player that I'll talk about later on. Now, this is disgusting. Look at the last 6 permanent managers' points in the first 33 Premier League games. Look at Ruben Amorim. I mean, look at the ones above him. They all had a new manager bounce. All 6 permanent managers, or I should say 5, had a bounce. They started off amazing. They let the fans believe. This guy, Ruben Amorim, he hasn't even let the United fans believe. He immediately just started out terrible and has been going downhill since. Like, there hasn't been no highlights. He hasn't won back-to-back Premier League games in his whole time at United. That's a huge red flag. Any other manager would have been sacked now. I mean, look at the points from the first 33 games of managers appointed by existing Premier League. Look at that. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling my words, because existing Premier League clubs. Like, think of that. This guy is with Wimbledon, Wigan, Blackburn, Southampton, and look at those. This in the 90s. That's how terrible and horrible he is as a manager, and that's not what people thought of before. So it's like, is it United's cesspool of an environment, or is it Amorim being such a terrible manager that was masked by his talent at Sporting Lisbon? Which one do you think? I think it's a little bit of both. But something that I found interesting was last season, his stats compared to Erik ten Hag with the same team. Ten Hag was actually better defensively, even though he played a 3-1-6 formation compared to 3-4-3 with 5 defenders. You tell me if that's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing. Now, Harry Maguire is still there. To me, another issue with United's recruitment, because this is a player that shouldn't be at the club anymore. He's not good enough. He always fools managers. Another player who's a figment of imagination is Diogo Dalot, someone who tricks you because he looks technically good on the ball, but he can't defend and he can't score. He can't attack. Dorgu, someone who shouldn't be playing at United right now. This is a player that should be at Dortmund honing his skills, but somehow he's at United playing serious minutes. And the biggest travesty of all is Ruben Amorim's treatment of Kobbie Mainoo. Kobbie Mainoo is honestly the best United prospect since Rashford. And instead of being cultivated, cared for, and set up with a great platform to succeed, he's been dashed aside because he can't play in a 2-man midfield in a 3-4-3. All because Ruben Amorim structure matters more than players. Another player who has been shafted is Amad Diallo, someone who showed such promise last year, is now playing wingback? Again, you're prioritizing the wrong things. When you have gems like this in your academy, you let them flourish, you let them play, but you don't play them out of position and you don't diminish their light. And that's the problem with Ruben Amorim, because he prioritizes someone like Bruno Fernandes, who is an over-the-hill shot chucker. If you guys watch basketball, you know Bruno Fernandes is basically Russell Westbrook. He puts up a lot of shots, puts up a lot of passes, and his stats look good. But overall, he's a detriment to your team. They should have accepted 100 mil. But guess what? Ruben Amorim wanted to keep him. He wanted him to stay because he knows he can get him out of jail. He can get him out of those sticky situations to keep his job. This is somebody who's not ready to actually sit through the process. He likes to talk about it. Now, some people would say I'm being a little too harsh, but in my opinion, if you're actually trying to do a process and trying to rebuild a team, somebody like Arteta is a good example of that. He trusted Saka, he trusted Martinelli, he trusted Odegaard, he trusted the players that showed that they're good enough, but they're young, but they're going to be inconsistent. And he allowed them to bail him out. Ruben Amorim doesn't believe in these players. He doesn't believe in Kobbie. He doesn't believe in Ahmed. He doesn't believe in Rashford. He didn't believe in Garnacho. He didn't believe in none of them. Now, you may think that those players are not good enough, but in my opinion, that's how you know if someone actually is ready for a process. And Amorim is not. You let me know in the comments if you think he can turn this around. In my opinion, he should have been fired by now. And this guy is a dead man walking. Now, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment, and we're going to be back soon. Thank you guys for watching.